Uzbek man charged in a.ttack should get death penalty, Trump says. U.S. President Donald Trump said the Uzbek immigrant accused of killing 8 people when he drove a truck down a New York City bike path earlier this week should get the death penalty. Sayfullo Saipov told investigators he was inspired by watching ISIS videos and began planning Tuesday's attack a year ago, according to a criminal complaint filed against him on Wednesday. Saipov, 29, also said he felt good about what he had done and asked for permission to display the flag of the militant group Islamic State in Iraq and Syria in his hospital room, the complaint said. Nick terrorist was happy as he asked to hang ISIS flag in his hospital room. He killed 8 people, badly injured 12. Should get death penalty. Trump tweeted late on Wednesday. Nick terrorist was happy as he asked to hang ISIS flag in his hospital room. He killed 8 people, badly injured 12. Should get death penalty. Saipov faces 2 charges. One carries the death penalty if the government chooses to seek it, Manhattan acting U.S. Attorney June Kim said. The charges are 1 count of violence and destruction of motor vehicles causing the deaths of 8 people and 1 count of providing material support and resources to a foreign terrorist organization, namely ISIS. The maximum penalty for the first is death. The maximum for the second is life in prison, the U.S. attorney said. The charging document said Saipov waived his rights to remain silent, avoid self-incrimination, and have a lawyer present when he agreed to speak to investigators from his bed at Bellevue Hospital Center in Manhattan, where he was being treated after being shot by a police officer. Sayfullo Saipov, the New York City truck attack suspect, was in a wheelchair during a hearing in Manhattan federal court on Wednesday. Jane Rosenberg, it said he was particularly motivated by a video in which ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi exhorted Muslims in the United States and elsewhere to support the group's cause. Investigators found thousands of ISIS-related propaganda images and videos on Saipov's cell phone, the complaint said. Among them were video clips showing ISIS prisoners being beheaded, run over by a tank and shot in the face. The Federal Bureau of Investigation said it had located another Uzbek man, Muhammadwar Kadyrov, 32, wanted for questioning as a person of interest in the attack Tuesday. U.S. law enforcement officials, speaking on condition of anonymity because the investigation was continuing, said Saipov had been in contact with Kadyrov and another person of interest in the investigation. Tuesday's assault was the deadliest in New York City since the attack on September 11, 2001, when hijackers crashed 2 jetliners into the World Trade Center, killing more than 2,600 people. 5 Argentine tourists, a Belgian, a New Yorker and a New Jersey man were killed in Tuesday's attack. Saipov, who lived in Paterson, New Jersey, allegedly used a pickup truck rented from a New Jersey Home Depot to run down pedestrians and cyclists along a 20-block stretch of the Manhattan bike path before slamming into a school bus. He got out of the truck shouting Allahu Akbar Arabic for God is greatest and brandishing what turned out to be a paintball gun and a pellet gun, authorities said, before a police officer shot him. Dramatic sound and pictures of New York a.ttack 156. Saipov was in a wheelchair during a hearing in Manhattan federal court on Wednesday before Magistrate Judge Barbara Moses. Public defense attorney David Patton was appointed to represent him. Saipov did not ask for bail and was remanded to federal custody. It was not immediately clear where he would be held. Earlier in the day, Trump said he would consider sending Saipov to the military prison at the U.S. Naval Base at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. No detainee has been sent to the Guantanamo prison since 2008. Would love to send the Nick terrorist to Guantanamo, but statistically that process takes much longer than going through the federal system. There is also something appropriate about keeping him in the home of the horrible crime he committed. Should move fast. Death penalty. White House spokesperson Sarah Sanders later told reporters that Trump considers Saipov an enemy combatant, a designation that would curtail his legal rights. Trump called him this animal and lambasted the U.S. justice system for terrorism suspects as a joke and a laughing stock. Kim said charging Saipov in civilian court would not necessarily prevent him from later being declared an enemy combatant.